Yo, what's up, peeps out there on the internet? The showrunner for the TV show Fallout had some interesting things to say about Canon from the title of the article, I don't think I agree with him, but let's see what he has to say. All right. All right, so the title of this article, and it's on Bounding in the Comics. The article is titled, Amazon's Fallout Showrunners Defend Changes to Franchise Canon. There might have been a time when you were a Philistine if you deviated in an adaptation, but not anymore. Okay, that's an interesting statement. I think you may not be called a Philistine by your fellow writers, but you'll feel it in the amount of people who aren't or are watching your show. So let's see what he has to say. Despite the fact that many of the changes they made to the overall franchise canon did not sit well with large swaths of its fandom, the showrunner behind Amazon live-action Fallout show was sticking to their decision to play fast and loose with the original game's post-apocalyptic lore. Despite being both critically and fan acclaimed as one of the better Hollywood video game adaptations, that is a low bar, so I don't know how well you can pat yourself on the back for that. Amazon's Fallout series were not without its issues, most glaring of which is perhaps in the fact that thanks to its confirmed status as canonical to the original mainline games, its story and setting are directly retcons large parts of their franchise's well-established history. From the confirmation that the NCR and Legion factions of Fallout New Vegas fame have far less power than originally depicted, with the former even being implicitly wiped out by the Brotherhood of Steel at the end of the first season, and the latter seemingly non-existent. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Fallout fan. I played some of the games and I rather enjoy them. So do I have a dog in this fight? Not really, but I don't like it when people mess with the canon. The whole point of when you do stuff, you kind of want to appeal to the fan base, which is your customers, not necessarily go after what we consider normies. Because the normies don't necessarily care. They'll care if there's some buzz behind it. And the only way you're really gonna get some buzz if you can get the fans of the product to be hyped about it. Then you'll get your buzz. To the revival of the Enclave following their elimination at the end of Fallout 2, revealed that rather than using the political turmoil around their own greedy ends, Vault-Tec was actually directly responsible for the dropping of the bombs that turned the world into a nightmarish landscape, and now it exists as much more. Many fans are baffled, though admittedly not wholly surprised, to see that the production team of Amazon so blatantly make changes to the world they knew and loved. It kind of reminded me of Resident Evil, the Umbrella Corporation. It's like, why would you do this? Because it makes, like, in terms of the logical sense of your world, it makes no sense. Unless the people who control this company are so stupid that they thought that they can just do this without them being major repercussions. But again, it's the Umbrella Corporation. They're the last corporation standing, but they're completely surrounded by zombies, and if they go outside, they'll get eaten. I don't know, it makes no sense to me. All right, however, despite the timeline issues and discrepancies sparked by the series changes to canon, showrunners Geneva Robertson Duaret and Graham Wagner were standing by the creative choices. In a recent interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Michael O'Connell, as to whether, as IP goes, do you find the video games make for a looser adaptation than books? Wagner argued, Jane Austen isn't sacred anymore. There might have been a time when you were a Philistine if you deviated from an adaptation, but not anymore. Yeah, I don't agree with that, because again, like I said, you kind of want to get a buzz about a thing, and the only reason you're going to get that is from the fans of the thing, because the normies won't care until there's enough of a buzz for them to make them care. So to bypass the fans of the thing to try to get to the normies doesn't make any sense to me. For Fallout, we did alter the course of the game's canonical history. The Silicon Valley producer admitted there were a Reddit thread that had to get shut down. He laughs at that. People were so mad, so it is sort of the new sacred cow in a way that makes it kind of fun to play with. Bouncing off her partner's thoughts, Robertson Duaret added, because it is an open world game, there are many ways that the narrative can unfold. It is not as locked sequentially as The Last of Us, where they did a beautifully well-directed adaptation of the video game story. We didn't have that option because everyone who plays the game does it in a different order. No, there's an actual through line story throughout the game. You can do all the side stuff, but if you get rid of all the side stuff, there's an actual story and you can follow. And if you go from 1A to 1, like boom, 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 then you could have just told that story. So you can just throw the side stuff in as kind of Easter eggs, but there's an actual story in these games. It was wonderfully liberating because we got to come up with our own story and our own characters within this world. And said the Captain Marvel co-screenwriter, and that basically tells you all you need to know. When we started this project, we asked ourselves what characters would we want to create in this world and mythology. At current, the second season of Amazon's Fallout is currently in production. However, no official release date has been suggested. All right, so that's it for that particular story. I don't agree with that. If you're gonna do a property that is very popular, I don't know why you have the arrogance to think that you can outdo the people who created the thing in the first place. But this sounds like typical Hollywood. So we'll see how the second season goes, because a lot of people just watched it. If they liked it, then they'll, like, if you get more people to watch the second season, then she's right. If you don't, and you get less, they're not right. That's how it goes. So please like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff out there. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you, and later.